No, he probably can't. Middle school me loved to put up these type of hypotheticals. I would be in class and visualize how Naruto versus Luffy would go. It's just fun to think about these kind of scenarios, even though they aren't really possible if you think about it. That's the one thing I took away from watching Naruto. I had a lot of hypotheticals that involved Naruto, but I regret watching the whole thing. I don't like the series at all, and I ended up watching a lot of filler for nothing. I have no idea why I even watched it. It wasn't like my gateway anime or anything. I didn't watch it when I was young. Well, I mean, I was in middle school, so still kind of young, but not young enough that I would just eat anything up and enjoy it. I don't think I enjoyed watching it either. It took me around a year or a little bit more to finish the whole thing, and to put that into perspective, I finished One Piece in like 4 months, when it was like 250 more episodes than what Naruto was at. I didn't realize most of the Ninja War was filler until I was almost done with it. Besides using it as a benchmark for other animes, I've got no sentimental value or anything for the show. In the hypothetical matchups, they all live in universes with different rules and lost to their powers, so it wouldn't really transfer over to most fights. Like my guy Nenji was pretty strong in Naruto. He would've probably became one of the main shinobi niggas if he didn't get snuffed in the war, but he's not doing nothing to nobody in any other animes. He'll try to cut off their chakra points and get backhanded. Or how JoJo characters need stands to see other people's stands. That alone makes JoJo characters one of the strongest for these hypotheticals. Just seeing a guy stand there, and then you wake up 3 days later under a bridge. It's fun to argue and try to make a point on why a certain character can be somebody else with my friends. I still do it to this day sometimes. When Gear 5th came out, I was making an argument that it could rival Naruto's peak, but some people really take this from a good discussion as anime fans to a debate like we're fucking politicians. It's kind of why I stopped having hypothetical discussions. People just take that shit way too seriously. It's mostly the niggas that just be on social media all day and look at those hentai accounts on their feed. Pass the sauce code. Shut up, nigga. That's really the ugly side of the anime community, honestly, and it's thankfully the vocal minority. Most people who watch anime aren't anything like this. Just regular civilians who happen to watch anime. But niggas who stay on social media all day arguing on how Deku solos just makes me sad. I've seen full threads of niggas who write entire essays on why X character could make Goku their bitch. It doesn't concern me at the end of the day, because I don't really use social media at all. I have it since it's kind of impossible to get away from it entirely, but I don't open the apps unless I have a clear intent on what I'm looking for. So I don't just spend time aimlessly scrolling until I find something to laugh at. And I'm glad I just naturally don't have that much of an interest in social media. I might have just turned into one of those people who lurk on social media and look for people to shit on their anime taste. The people who are really passionate about this kind of stuff, and I mean citing specific frames in the episode kind of passionate, they end up being really sensitive, I notice, when it comes to their own anime taste. If you disagree even slightly with their anime views, or end up liking an anime that they themselves don't enjoy, they demote you to subhuman essentially. Besides my friends, because I know they don't take it to heart, I don't really argue or try to convince people about animes. They have a cult mindset about their favorite animes. If there's a guy I find online that's talking about a certain anime, maybe I'll pitch in because that's also an anime I think is good. We can talk it up a bit on the anime, and maybe share a few that we think we would find entertaining. But once it turns into a, now the anime sucks cause of X, Y, and Z, I'll just back away from it and keep it pushing. I don't really care what kind of reasons people have for an anime being good or not. Even if they're legitimate reasons, you could argue. Like if the animation is just fundamentally not good, or the characters are cliche. Let me enjoy my shitty shows in peace. Not to put niggas on blast or anything, but on my JoJo video about the community, I kind of had this interaction. Two people made comments about other anime communities being bad, which by the way, the anime community can still be bad if others are also bad. If they phrased it in a way that had them open for a conversation, I would've gave them a serious reply, but you could tell those are not the type of niggas looking for a conversation. One of them used a skull emoji button like 16 times, like they were going for a Twitter achievement badge, so I just gave them simple replies. They still did take the time to comment on my video at the end of the day. They have the honor of being my first quote-unquote haters. I was actually pretty happy about that part of it, but the skull emojis were not selling their argument. That's all I have to say about these kind of anime fans. Don't really know what you would call them. If you enjoyed, watch my last video about CGI animes. That's all I have to say though. Peace.